and sit back. We back like cook crack. It's the LJ Show, get up. It's the LJ Show. It's yo. We gonna be moving, vibing, sliding. Gonna be hating, debating. Ain't no faking. This is late night greatness. We gonna be moving, vibing, sliding. Gonna be hating, debating. Ain't no faking. This is late night greatness.
What's happening, gang? What's up, man? We back like cook cracking this bitch, man. I know it's been a while. It's been like almost a week. Come on, man. What's happening with the gang? Really JW in this joint. Bite Life, Haiti University member in here. Poet Wizard, another Haiti University member. Chris in this joint. What's good, man? It's late night greatness. What's happening, son? Oh, shit. Got a new Haiti University, well, not student, for 1 month. Come on now. Congratulations. Pinky. Come on, son. We ain't knew this. We true this. That means we've been streaming for a month already. Come on, son. My voice is almost back. Been on some real nickel this time, man. Oh, yeah, y'all fucking with the background? What's good? What's good? We like the I think I'm going to change, every so often we got to have a different type of background right here. But right now we got the Hollywood joint. Then obviously we got my little shit over there in the Color Peroxide. Lynn, another Haiti University. What's good? Why in this joint? Mr. Wallahi, what's happening, my boy? You started the One Piece manga. Oh, shit. What's happening, bro? How you rocking with it or what? How's everybody week, man? Everybody solid? Our boys done went to China, man. Are you shitting me? Times is changing. New York in the building. What's going on, man? Oh, yeah, George, we 100% know we're going to be speaking on Chud the Builder at some point in time. So, honestly, we may start off with bro because he's a dickhead. But we'll obviously get to Trump going to China at some point in time. We'll get to how everything is basically changing and the narrative is changing. We'll hear how Trump said he didn't give a fuck about American financial people. And we're going to go through, the difficulties of what the fuck is happening in the world right now. Because there's a lot of bullshit. That's what's happening. Oh, God. Alabama in the house was good. Lil G-Mob ball was happening. Really JW in this joint. But yeah, so that's what we're going to dive into today. And then you obviously cover all the political stuff. And we're going to just keep moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, man. I hope everybody had a phenomenal week. And yeah, other than that, let's start off with Chud the Stud. Real dickhead, people. No.
Oh my god!
Y'all can hear me now? Shit ridiculous, man. They just fucked my audio up on the OBS joint. Ridiculous. I appreciate that, y'all. No audio. Now we back. Talk about remember my hey Pinky, stop playing with me, man. Shit ridiculous. Can't believe they muted me just like that. Ridiculous. But like I was saying, Chud the fuck our aggressor, right? So, now, with this being said, he's gonna go down as attempted murder / aggravated assault because we know that he was talking about the N-word. He was talking about, chipping out this, doing this, that, and the third, all that bullshit. Tell you, nah, bro, OBS be tweaking. Every single time you have to do an OBS update, bro, it's like the whole entire shit resets. Now, like, on God with the welcome to Haiti University, my boy. Come on, man. I appreciate you joining, gangster. So this is the type of like content this dude makes, right?
Look at these niggas. Look at this nigga chimping out.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, he got what's coming to him. That was his entire persona. Was he would go find black people and then do that. And then as soon as they would act like they was going to beat his ass, then he would be like, oh shit, I got a gun. If you really come up here, I'm going to shoot you in the face. Whereas like, my nigga, like, what? That's your form of content? And finally, this shit ended up turning out that he shot himself in the arm and then shot dude. But because of the shit that he be doing, it's going to be super easy to go down as premeditated. Then there's this background, little added, storytale and lore here. This is Chud the Stud. He was a fairy type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, completely out of pocket. Ridiculous. And then she claimed, oh yeah, I'm a tranny, whatnot. You feel me? Like, I used to fuck Chud on the back end. And then Chud had a kid, but the wife already left him. But I mean, listen, she'll give you her own story.
Venus here, pretty bitch with a big dick. It's literally in my bio. I'm only bringing this up because Chud the Builder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube. Now millions of people know what I look like fresh off work. Fucking great. But in the caption it said that black woman who used to smoke mid and get raw dogged by Chud the Builder. Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog. A lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it for a very long time now. Most of my clientele is white men. We sign NDA agreements. I talk about me pegging all the time, but I never tell you names because discretion is key. Confidentiality is why my client list is so long. But Chud mentioned it first. I think that he said it the way he said it because the white supremacists were probably like, ew, you used to hang out with a black girl. Shame on you.
Exactly. And so now he has himself in this predicament, right? Where he then premeditatedly shoots dude, they arrest him, and now he's basically cooked. And he's one of these people like, I really never wanted to give him no type of, clout per se, but now that he got arrested and his shit is cooked, who gives a fuck? Dude's a fucking loser. He got what he had coming to him. In prison for a nigga like this? Oh yeah. He is cooked. What? I mean, he better get back into that fairy mode and just lean into sucking dick for the rest of his life. Because cutting his hair, trying to go Aryan and putting like a swastika on his shoulder, that's not going to save you from the group that you about to run into, gangster. Yeah, it's over for that, bro. On God. You feel me? So, this the dude, and thank goodness for him. And so, we'll see what happens. We don't know what's going to happen, but like, right now, this shit definitely does not look good. That's for sure. And prison is going to be a highlight reel for this nigga. That's all I know. That's for sure. And people, that's what I'm saying. This is the lowest form of content. Like, even if you're racist, like, do you not understand that your ancestors as a white racist are rolling in their grave? They did anything possible to avoid black people. And here you are out there seeking them. You see how backwards that is and why they'd be like, oh, what the fuck? We didn't even raise this motherfucker right? Yeah, because you don't own anything. But I will say, like, racists do a terrific job supporting other races where that's almost impressive. On God, my boy, I appreciate the super chat. He said something about the FBI approaching him. Yeah, that's because he ran out on a tab a little while, like a day before, and got arrested for that. Prior to that, but now this is something that does, like, this is impressive, right? Let's see what it's at now. Google, give, saying, go, Chud the Builder. Now this is like within 24 hours. Help the Chud and his family. We are at $117,000. Dear friends, supporters, and champions of free speech, Dalton, and I'm reaching out with a heavy heart. Hopefully somebody just, like, you know what I mean, fake this, but I mean, look at this. These are people, Saxon Blade. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. Enough is enough. I love self-defense. These are just random motherfuckers that's probably giving their last $10. Free Chud, $50 from Cam Logan. Anonymous giver. Most of these people don't like to put their name on it. You know what I mean? For our people, we will never backslide. We're going to win this. Seeing all the people come together for this and supporting our brother in this time of need, it moves me. You're not alone. Like, think about that. Stay strong from Australia. In honor of homeowners since 2006. Nick Fuentes is too scared to donate. What a coward. Like, these are genuine, stupid people. Like, their vote counts the same as mine. I can't believe they're allowed to be in the same server as me. You know what I mean? First Amendment. Thanks for fighting for us, brother. We've got your back. We've got to watch out for each other because we're all that we've got. Fuck the two-tier justice system. Jacob the Duck. Son gave $100 to a guy that just runs around and says nigga. That's his whole entire content and shtick. He brings nothing else of significance other than finding black people and saying nigga. But then if you run up to white people and say they a bunch of pedophile cousin fuckers, next thing you know, they mad about white people. And it's like, wait, how you gonna throw racist shots but you can't take no racist shots back? That makes no sense. And obviously, you know, the kid failed experiment at this point. I mean, the mom could do as best as she can, but like half is this idiot father. But I mean, attempted murder, he is white, it is down south. I mean, he probably won't serve much time, but he will be getting fucked in prison. That's for sure. I'm confident of that. That you know, I'm not. There's no second guessing that part. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. Now, moving on to Trump goes to China, but not alone. He goes with like an entire special fucking envoy of billionaires, which was weird. And, you know, as usual, we're getting in arguments. We're getting into altercations. Our Secret Service is getting into altercations with China because they can't bring weapons on premises. It's like, okay, do you really think they're going to assassinate Trump while he's visiting China and the first president for the first visit in 10 years? It's like, how fucking stupid are these people? But it's weird because it was almost like a business pitch and a business snail because we're doing so bad that all of a sudden now he's going to pitch over to China and be like, yo, hey, what do you guys want to buy? What can we do? What's going to happen? It's weird shit going on. And China, President Xi said out loud, he was like, yo, there's decline in America. And Trump obviously did not like that line. But he can't say anything because he knows he's right. So instead, he ran over to Truth while they're over there. And get this, he had to act like it was a nice thing that Trump was saying about how bad the country was doing. President Xi very elegantly referred to the United States as perhaps being a declining nation. He was referring to the tremendous damage we suffered during the 4 years of sleepy Joe Biden and the Biden administration. And on that score, he is 100% correct. Our country suffered immeasurably with open borders, high taxes, transgender for everybody, men and women's sports, DEI, horrible trade deals, rampant crime, and so much more. So he basically just said all his buzzwords to make it seem like that what President Xi wasn't saying that he was doing shitty. President Xi was not referring to the incredible rise that the United States has displayed to the world during the 16 spectacular months of the Trump administration. You'd be surprised to know that President Xi did not say any of that. He was referring to us declining now, which includes all-time high stock markets. That's not true. 401ks, military victory, we have not been winning, and thriving relationship with Venezuela. I would not say that that relationship is thriving since we stole their president and clearly have no idea what the fuck we're doing. The military decimation of Iran, to be continued, in parentheses, well, because, you know, it's not a war, but we need to start our operation back up sooner or later. It's just a little excursion, according to Trump. And the strongest military on earth by far. I don't know about that. You're probably at China right now, and they probably have a stronger military, especially right now, since we've wasted, over $100 billion in ammunitions within a month. Economic powerhouse again. With a record $18 trillion being invested into the United States by others. Best U.S. job market in history. That's not true. With more people working in the United States right now than ever before. Ending country, destroying DEI, and so many other things that would be impossible to readily list. In fact, President Xi congratulated me on so many tremendous successes in such a short period of time. And it's like, I doubt that he was sitting there and walking with you like, congratulations, Donald. You're doing a great job. You're really fucking everything up. Maybe he was. Because maybe he was congratulating you on propping up China to be the sure #1 powerhouse in the world next because you're like a fucking idiot that is ruining everything. 2 years ago, we were in fact a nation in decline. On that, I fully agree with President Xi. But now, the United States is the hottest nation anywhere in the world. And hopefully our relationship with China will be stronger and better than ever before. A lot of people would call that cope. And then, obviously, as usual, we drop a highlight video to show the strength in what's going on with China. So as you can see, that's what they're trying to make this shit look like, right? Like everything is going good. Now, supposedly, they're over there, they don't trust China so much that they're using different phones while this is all going down. Which, I mean, I guess I get it. That makes sense. You know what I mean? You want to be safe. But it's like, who would go over there and then talk about shit that could even be surveilled in the first place? Which is a fucking insane thing for me to even think about.
Trump's team isn't allowed to use their everyday phones during their official China visit. Here's why. According to a report, U.S. officials traveling with Trump are instead using temporary phones because anything brought into China, including phones, laptops, and tablets, are reportedly treated as potentially vulnerable to surveillance or data collection. That includes hotel Wi-Fi connections and even charging ports. Officials are also reportedly warned that China may conduct extensive background research on everyone traveling with the delegation.
Yeah, sounds about right. Who wouldn't want to do that with a fucking warmongering country like ours?
Senior White House figures to junior staffers and reporters. Experts say special secure areas can be set up where officials are able to safely contact the U.S. without worrying their communications are being monitored.
I mean, I'm sorry. I just think that is hilarious where it's like, oh yeah, you think we're the ones that are supposed to, be hiding shit? It's like, I don't know. It's really the Bolsheviks meeting in China, to be honest, Mr. Wahi. I mean, the amount of people that are over there and their little crew makes no fucking sense. Where I'm like, why did they pick these motherfuckers? Like, how did they decide that? Now, this was the little altercation he was talking about.
Been some heated and physical clashes between the Secret Service and the Chinese police on the basically at the back doors of these events, including one very physical standoff where a Secret Service officer was being prevented from taking his weapon in as part of the protective detail. But things have all been ironed out, and as far as we know, the schedule has not been changed because of that. Martha. Been some heated and physical.
How do you get into a physical altercation? That makes no sense to me. Like, how are you such a fucking idiot that you decide you're gonna get into a physical altercation? Like, yo, you can't have guns here. And they're like, no, I'm gonna bring my gun in. Like, bitch, it's not your country. You think that's the time that all of a sudden you guys are gonna get ambushed in China, and the next thing you know, it's gonna be on the news? Oh my God, they kill every single leader that they brought over to China, and China takes over. It's like, bitch, this is not a fucking movie, dickhead. Just follow they fucking rules. It's unbelievable to me. That makes no sense. This was a very interesting back and forth here. Because President Xi basically just went one by one and shook everybody in their hand. And you could basically tell who he was not fucking with and who he's done his background checks on. Now, was this before the fucking boxing match between our Secret Service and China's people? Who knows? But it just shows you that America, we're just like, why do we have to always just go somewhere and be so fucking gung-ho? Like, nigga, just relax. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Sonny, welcome. What's going on? Don White, welcome, my boy. LaserX Vision, what's happening? Gangsta, another Haiti University member in this bitch. Now look at these handshakes, right? Between the two. Rubio, boom. Hegseth, coming up. And look at this energy with Hegseth. The craziest energy is Stephen Miller, where he look at him like, this bitch ass nigga. Yeah, I've been seeing you. He took extra long look at something like, hold on. Even after he shook hands, he was like, That egg-headed little bitch. Boop, here come another one, right? All right. Now, something else that, I don't know if you, obviously, look at Pete Hegseth's loser ass, looking at every single person he handshakes. But, something I feel like a lot of people didn't notice is look at this after Hegseth, right? Now look at Trump. When he looks at Hegseth, he's like, oh shit. Shit get real, look. See the little eyebrow raise? Yeah. God damn, you know what I'm saying? Hey, nigga, stone cold handshake, huh? Pete do that little fucking ugly ass thing. Baller, what's good, my boy? Matthew Barnes, what's happening? C. Matthews, what's good, gangster? So as you can see, this is a display of power, you feel me? Back and forth, right? Where you know what's going on. Then here, now it's crazy how he looked at Miller, right? He looked at Miller like, man, I seen that shit you be talking, you little scumbag bitch. Humpty Dumpty ball, egg-headed ass hoe. Now you looking in my face, what's going on? And Steve Miller, he's such a little bitch. So I'm like, man, fuck buddy. You know what I mean? Jerome, what's going on? Cam, what's happening? And so now, Trump, at this point, I'm not gonna lie, to me it seems like Trump is trying to make sure that we have some type of good relationship with them because it seems like shit is hitting the fan. And does that mean that we're gonna be depending on them or is that our companies are gonna be buying from them? I don't know. But listen to how he talks right here.
First of all, that was an honor like few have ever seen before. And I think I was particularly impressed by those children. They were happy. They were beautiful.
Why is nigga always bringing up kids? Impressed by the children. They were happy. They were beautiful. It's like, weird thing to fucking lead off with, Trumpstein, but I digress. You see President Xi's like, yeah, nigga. Yeah, you see the fuck we got going on? Rolled out that red carpet, pussy. Welcome to China, dickhead.
The military is obvious. It couldn't be better, but those children were amazing and they represent so much. And I know they represent so much to you. You and I have known each other now for a long time. In fact, the longest relationship of our two countries that any president and president has had. And that's, to me, an honor. We've had a fantastic relationship. We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out. I would call you, and you would call me. And whenever we had a problem, people don't know, whenever we had a problem, we worked that out very quickly. We're going to have a fantastic future together.
You see how he's trying to talk like he wants to sound like he's in control, but in reality, it doesn't seem like the ball's in his court whatsoever. Where it's just like, oh, you know what? This has been so amazing. You're so amazing. Everything's so great. Whereas, like, nigga, we just got to get on the same playing field right now because right now you cooking us.
Such respect for China, the job you've done. You're a great leader. I say it to everybody. You're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth.
Always says the truth is an egregious statement. But I will say, he is right about that. He does, whenever President Xi gets brought up, he doesn't really shit talk him very often. Usually he's like, you know, you gotta say, because he loves how President Xi is respected. He loves how his people around him move for him and the respect that he's shown. Because in reality, that's what Trump dies for. He's vying for that respect. He would love to see children dancing when he came through and the red carpet rolled out in the military in perfect formation, like it's some propaganda communist movie. But he never wants to be labeled as a dictator, can't label himself as a king, so instead, he just never talks shit about the kings. President Xi, Kim Jong-un, Putin. He loves those people in reality because he wants to be them. You feel me?
And I just want to say, on behalf of all of the great delegation that we have the greatest businessmen, the biggest, and I guess the best in the world. We have amazing people, and they're all with me. Every single one of them, we asked the top 30 in the world, every single one of them said yes. And I didn't want the second or the third in the company. I wanted only the top. And they're here today to pay respects to you. And
now, you can see he did respect that, where he's like, yeah, you brought 30 of your top company minds. But that should make you immediately question, what the fuck are they doing over there? If anything, the billionaires are about to get richer by outsourcing things to China. And if anything, we're most likely just going to enrich China. Now, could I be wrong about that? Of course. But most of the time, I'm not wrong. I just be early. And that's what this seems like. Where they went over there basically to pitch themselves as, hey, you're going to be the foreign person we're trying to sell to because we're running out of money because we spent our money in this war for Israel. So, as a company, we still need to get rich. Trump said we can still get rich, but through you. So, hey, China, now we're here. That's just my guess. And that's what it seems like.
to China, and they look forward to trade and doing business, and it's going to be totally reciprocal on our behalf. So I really look very much forward to our discussion. It's a big discussion. There are those that say this is maybe the biggest summit ever. They can never remember anything like it. I can say in the United States, people aren't talking about anything else.
That's not true. We're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about Iran. We're talking about the Strait of Hormuz. We're talking about Venezuela. We're talking about Cuba. We're talking about Greenland. We're talking about, most importantly, the Epstein files. There's a lot of shit we're talking about. Now, the billionaires are probably all talking about this because they know this is a very important meeting for their future. But the rest of the world is all looking like, nigga, what we even talk about, gang?
But it's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend. And the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That little automatic translator, I always wonder like what that sounds like or how, like what voice it is in. I've never been able to use one of those where you just get the automatic translation right then and there. But as you can see, that was not a powerful introduction. That was more of a, I'm here, please help us out or accept what we have to do. And now, obviously, President Xi didn't say anything immediately, but a lot of these people, this seems like this was a business expenditure. And we're going to go try to figure out what we can do because right now, it seems like we're getting cooked. Weirdly enough, this is what I knew was a business thing. Because what the fuck is Elon doing? And why do you bring your kid? Nobody else does this weird ass shit other than you. Yeah, like, we know you don't even give a fuck about this kid. It's just semantics and shit, but like, what's going on? And the Asian people are so nice to us, because we be bullshitting, son. Now, here is when President Xi started talking.
The whole world is watching our meeting. Currently, transformation not seen in a century is accelerating across the globe, and the international situation is fluid and turbulent. The world has come to a new crossroads. Can China and the United States overcome the Thucydides trap?
Hear what he's saying now? Immediately he's like, our conversations with the rest of the world are now flowing, and there's something new and a transformation happening. You know it, and we know it. Are you going to accept it and come to terms of accepting that peacefully? Or all of a sudden are you going to try and make this turbulent and this transition of power be difficult? And that's just what I see right now, because they seem very happy for us to be there.
And create a new paradigm of major country relations. Can we meet global challenges together and provide more stability for the world?
That's nice to hear. That they're trying to come to a relationship and working relationship. If I'm the president, I'm like, hell yeah, nigga, let's figure that shit out. Fro, bro, I appreciate the GG 10 jewels. Appreciate the gifts, my boy. All Super Chats and Haiti University members joining. Man, join up, man. I appreciate that. And don't forget to hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? We got to spread the word. Make sure the Haiti News is #1 in this motherfucker.
Can we, in the interests of the well-being of our two peoples and the future of humanity, build a brighter future together for our bilateral relations? These are the questions vital to history, to the world, and to the people. They are the questions of our times that you and I need to answer as leaders of major countries. This year,
He's saying that shit out loud. He's like, yeah, this shit getting real out here, man. What's going to happen? These conversations are going to set the president for the next 10 to 15 years. And that shit is facts. Uncle Smitty with the GOAT trophy. I appreciate that, my boy. Swag Glock with the laughing disco. Real one. I appreciate that, gangster. Now, here's some more of what President Xi had to say.
做伙伴而不是对手，相互
Damn, they ain't do my little translator. I'll translate it for you. So,
应当做伙伴
we should be
而不是
partners,
对手，
not rivals.
相互成
We should
就
help each other succeed
共同繁
and
荣
prosper together.
走出一条
And find the
新时
right
代
way for major
大的
countries to get
正
along
确
well
相
with each
处
other in the
之
new
道
era. Which, fuck yeah. Where it's like, why would you not try to do that with a clearly very intelligent country that knows what the fuck they're doing? Like, there's no need to go against these niggas. It's 2026. Let's see if we can get on the same page. Like, what the fuck is going on? I feel like that's not crazy. Down my eyes with the super chat. I appreciate that. Miss you, man. Glad you're back and feeling better. But where the files at, though? Love from BX. Right back at you. We definitely gonna dive into them files in a little bit. And live from CT, I appreciate the gift with the clutch 30 jewels. My boy. Now, exactly what I'm saying, though, is like, hopefully Stephen Miller's dumb dickheaded ass, Henny Hegseth, all these stupid idiots that are around him are not going to try to be like, hey man, China sucks. No, you can't trust China. No, we can't do this. No, they're our enemies. It's like, yo, bro, fuck all that. There's no #1 anymore. Everybody clearly has the ability to do some shit and move, groove, vibe, slide if necessary. So let's just all get on the same page. Like, what are we doing? What the fuck? The world has reached a new crossroads. Whether China and the United States can move beyond the so-called trap. And then obviously Trump started we had a fantastic relationship. We've been getting along. Yada, yada, yada. Right? Now, supposedly Trump has never drank alcohol before. And they sent him a champagne glass. And he did a toast and even drank that bitch. So either he's been lying about the drinking, or China is in such control that they're like, yeah, nah, nigga, you gonna take a sip today and let it be known that you're toasted. Right? Thank you. Okay. Toast to us. These are not exactly minor. right? Like, that's not a minor
What
thing
exact-
that happens. Now, obviously, we have our people over there, and they're interviewing in between and being obnoxious, honestly, trying to just downplay China and not show them any type of love, which I don't give a fuck about. But here's where Rubio says this relationship has gone.
Exactly did President Trump ask President Xi for when it comes to Iran?
He didn't ask him for anything. I mean, we're not asking for China's help. We don't need their help.
But he raises the issue.
We raise the issue to make clear what our position is and to make it clear so they understand, because I mean, it's logical we would talk about it given how dominant that issue is. Our position is very clear. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And that's what they were, they were on the verge of building a conventional capability where they had so many rockets, so many drones that you couldn't do anything against them. They were.
It's hilarious how they keep on trying to pitch this lie and like trying to like drive home the fact like, no, there's a good reason we're over there. There's not a good reason. There's no good reason for us to be over in Iran right now. We should be at the crib. If it's that bad, Israel should just be fighting over there, not us. It makes zero fucking sense.
Hide behind that conventional shield to do whatever they wanted with their nuclear program in the future. That's why the president chose to act. In response to that, Iran has decided that they're going to take an international waterway and turn it into theirs and charge tolls for it. We're not going to allow that to happen, and that's why there's a blockade. It's a direct result of what they've done.
A direct result of what they've done. No, bitch, it's a direct result of what we've done. We went in there, and then they said, hey, you think you can just keep it straight open? No, now this bitch is blocked, because what the fuck are you doing? And now we're just confused. Like, oh, shit. Okay, well, that's not good. Fuck. Alright, never mind. Hold on. What are we gonna do? Well, fuck it. Let's blockade their blockade. It's like, nigga, that's not. What the fuck? That don't do nothing. No justice. Pinky, I appreciate the gift, my boy. Now, this was another interesting. Only 7 seconds, but it did not sound like it was that good. Right? We're like, listen to this shit.
How are your talks, sir? It's great.
Great. Like that little hair bob, that doesn't look like it was good. That seems like shit was not good.
How are your talks, sir? It's great.
Did you talk about Taiwan,
Great place. Incredible.
That's crazy. Asking about the Taiwan shit while President Xi is right there is nuts. And honestly, I mean, good reporting, but at the same time, it's like, nigga, what are you trying to stir the pot? What the fuck?
How are your talks, sir? It's great.
Did you talk about Taiwan?
Like, I've never great where it's like, I don't know about that. I do not know about that. So it'll be very interesting to see, like, what happens now going forward. Now, we don't know what happened here. It's like they got upset that the press was about to pull up and pop out. I don't know. Like, let's get the interaction. No. Get the fuck out of here. No. All right. No. Get the fuck out of here. And it's like, who is that? Who are you mad at? No. Get the fuck out of here. No. Now, I don't know who that is. I don't know what's going on. But, you know, who knows? I do know one thing, though. This is very odd. Because our president, for some reason, is fucking day trading. And that's weird. Making mad money. Like, this nigga's supposed to be running the country, but also... Huh? Like, this nigga, what? What the fuck is going on? Like, what does that mean? Mr. Wallahi, I appreciate the gold coin, my boy.
We have...
Now, Trump in Beijing. Let's see what he has been talking about so far. This shit is just dropped. This shit is pretty on the money. Live action right here.
A country that is respected. Our country 2 years ago, if Biden came here, I don't even think he would get a meeting with President Xi.
Immediately, it's always Biden. It's always Biden this, Biden that, or Obama this, Obama that. Nobody give a fuck about the past. Can we focus on the now, nigga? Right now. Please, right now.
I don't think they'd even meet with him.
I don't know if
He
he'd be
wouldn't
able
come
to
here.
focus long enough in the
You know
meeting.
what? He wouldn't come here. But assuming he came, I don't know that he'd even have a meeting. It's amazing. Actually, a lot of people, I noticed even with the business leaders, they're the biggest businessmen in the world, and women, a couple of women. And most of them, almost all of them, but most of them never met President Xi. This was the first time they've met him. So they found it exciting. They all performed very well. They all spoke.
All performed very well, right? So that means that was pitch, right? Pitches. They're pitching to President Xi. Now, what does that mean exactly? What is that pitch? Performed very well, though. Where it's like, oh, okay, like, we need to put on some sort of act. We need something out of this. We're over here for a reason. I brought you over here for a reason. Now perform well, my little monkeys, or you're cooked.
I said that's a little different position for them because they're hot stuff back in our country, but here they are. They're standing in front of this, massive country, the leadership. But they really performed well, I thought.
Really performed well, I think. Right? Where you're like, huh? Nigga, what?
Fox News report. President Trump receiving a warm welcome in Beijing for talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The two leaders sitting down for more than 2 hours in a meeting today, focusing on key topics including trade and a possible shift in U.S. policy over Taiwan.
Possible shift over U.S. policy, a.k.a. China, go ahead, do what you gotta do with Taiwan. We gonna stay out of it from now on. Meaning our fucking computer chips may skyrocket, nigga.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Washington's stance on Taiwan remains the same. On the Iran war, President Trump telling Fox News Xi is offering to help. Meanwhile, tensions are rising again near the Strait of Hormuz. The British military reporting a ship has been seized off the coast of the UAE and is heading towards Iranian waters. But it's not clear who's behind that attack. And an Indian flag cargo ship was sunk off the coast of Oman. American cruise passengers exposed to hantavirus remain in quarantine.
We gotta get them niggas out, man. Get them out. Get them out. Gramps is so cooked. Nah, on God. Cooked. Now, obviously, this is NVIDIA. So, this basically on the verge to be a trillionaire here. So, of course, this nigga, he got to be over there, right? To make sure everything's going copacetic, see where the money's going to be flowing, and basically seeing where his business is going to be headed over the next year or so.
Support President in one of the most important summits in human history.
So they all know how important this shit is. They're down. I mean, I guess they're not downplaying it, but clearly this shit is very, very big. This meeting is huge, and these next couple of weeks are going to be big. Because President Trump does not just fly to China for no fucking reason. I'll tell you that for free. Red Kool-Aid, they 10 minutes up the street from you? You over there in China, gang?
And the two presidents, President Xi and President Trump, have such a wonderful relationship. This is an incredible opportunity for us to rely on the relationships to build a much, much better partnership.
Okay. Yeah, you heard that? Opportunity. I can make a lot of money. If I can get these niggas on the same page, I can be the one that everybody goes to. Oh, me and my shareholders are in great position. Now, I won't say, I don't think he's genuinely evil. So it's like, but at the same time, like,
Did you get any specific customers for your chips for the H200?
We didn't really talk about, I'm here to support the president and to represent the United States.
What do you think of China's economic development right now?
I'm here to focus on one thing, just to represent the United States and supporting the president. Today's morning ceremony was very uplifting. President Xi was very inspiring, very welcoming, and President Trump was very inspiring, very welcoming as well. And so the two of them had an excellent.
Very inspiring, very welcoming. That's what we're going with. That's what we're staying on that. You know what I mean? That we're just going to stay with that. But then you have these like just household idiots.
How you doing over there in China, Peter?
Doing great. You know, it's funny because, Jesse, there's all this talk about American companies want to come into China, and Xi, I guess, told some of these CEOs that China will open wider for them.
You see, I just already said the quiet part out loud. China will open up for our CEOs in your companies, a.k.a. Yes. You need cheaper labor? Yes. Our robotics are way better? Yes. Our AI shit is way better? Come on. If you need some more money, come on. Come one all. We are going to be a great partnership because China is going to be strengthened.
But within like 700 feet of where I am standing right now, there is a McDonald's, there is a Starbucks, there is a Crocs store. And I can report, because I was exploring for a segment that I'm going to do on my Sunday show. At McDonald's here, you can get crispy bone-in wings that are pretty good. At Starbucks, you can get a lasagna for lunch, which is different than back home. As for the Crocs, the Crocs look the same here, as they do back home.
Lasagna at Starbucks. That sounds risky, but if a billion Chinese people have tried it before me, I'm sure it is quite delicious. You know, Peter, once you get them hooked on American fast food, it's over. They'll pretty much do whatever we want.
You see that little last add-in of just, we have to establish them. Like, shut the fuck up. You see all our people are over there? They not all over here. President Xi ain't fly the fuck over here. We didn't roll out no shit. We didn't impress them with nothing. No. We had to go over there because shit getting spicy over here, nigga. And this is what Trump was talking about. He loved this shit. Kids cheering. Hell yeah. They happy. Like, man, why the fuck can I never have this? They don't let me have no cheering kids. All these kids, man, I ain't gonna lie, son, that's crazy. Where they said, hey, little niggas, y'all jump up and down consistently, boy. If y'all stop jumping with these little things, you're done. They got the American flag, the Chinese flag. That's hilarious, bro. The optics look great. No cap.
Been asked about it, and you spoke the issue, and you've been asked about it, and you've spoken about it, and that is China's support of Iran. How big a discussion was that today?
We discussed it. I mean, when you say support, they're not fighting a war with us or anything.
Hey, bruh, China is in control. I don't care if what nobody say. China is in control. You see that? When you say help, I think that he really had to go into his head like, man, niggas is helping for real. They is helping. But, like, it's not like they fighting us directly. They giving them some shit. Maybe some information and what Iran does with it, whatever. Where it's like, nigga, what? Hold on. If anybody else did that, you would be hot.
Support of Iran. How big a discussion was that today?
We discussed it. I mean, when you say support, they're not fighting a war with us or anything.
No.
He said he's not going to give military equipment. That's a big statement. He said that today. That's a big statement.
He said he's not going to give military equipment. It's a big statement. No military equipment. Now, he may give military positions. He may give them all satellite shit because China does have some of the best satellites in the world and let them know everywhere that we're at and when we're moving. But at least he's not going to give them actual equipment. You feel me, gang?
He said that strongly. But at the same time, he said, they buy a lot of their oil there, and they'd like to keep doing that.
Remember how he said that China, we're not going to let them get the oil? Man, what? Nigga say, yeah, we going to still buy our oil from Iran. I don't know what you talking about, nigga. That's what we doing. He's like, oh, shit. Now, CEO of Boeing went over there. As you look at this. Business ordeals. That's all he want to do. Business wants to. All they want to do is do business over there.
The U.S.
A lot of things. We talked about a lot of things. Too many things to discuss, but a lot of things. We had a very good meeting, but we want things from them. One thing he agreed to today is going to order 200 jets. That's a big thing. Boeing. 200 big ones.
200 Boeing jets. 200 big ones. That was our big victory of this meeting, is 200 Boeing jets. Whoa. Wow. Look at that.
That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot. Boeing wanted 150. He got 200. He said, I think it was a commitment. I mean, sort of like a statement, but I think it was a commitment.
And he backs out at the end saying, like, we ain't put it in writing or nothing. Nigga sound like he was going to say, yeah. In reality, it was probably like, I'll think about it. You know what I mean? Oh, you want me to buy 150? You know, maybe. We've kind of been looking for some stuff. We do need 200 new or something. And in his head, he was like, yeah, fuck it. You know what? That sounds like to me you want to buy 200.
A lot of things. We had a very good meeting, but we want things from them. One thing he agreed to today is going to order 200 jets. That's a big thing, Boeing's.
Boeing. 200
big ones. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot. Boeing wanted 150. He got 200. He said, I think it was a commitment. I mean, sort of like a statement, but I think it was a commitment.
The markets love it. The Dow topped.
The markets love it. See, them niggas literally went over there to save our market probably from crashing the fuck out. Why does he look so sad? Oof! I'm telling you, we low key, son. We over there kind of getting cooked. Like I know they don't want to admit to that shit, but like, bro, I'm just we gotta be honest sometimes. That shit is not all copacetic over there. Goon Coin, what up, my boy?
I know you're watching China. You don't think they're ramping up their military to do something in Taiwan?
Well, I think they're ramping up their military in general. I mean, the pace of growth in the Chinese military over the last 10 years has no precedent. None. I mean, just what they've done with their Navy alone over the last, they put billions and billions and billions of dollars in there.
Billions and billions less than us. And somehow they've been producing a lot more Navy, which leads some to ask, what the fuck are y'all doing with the billions that we have and that we're giving every single fucking year?
System. So it's, you look at it, I mean, it's hard to ignore how fast and how big. So I don't think it's just limited to Taiwan. I think they have ambitions to ultimately be able to project power globally the way the U.S. does now. They're still behind us in that regard.
You see how they always have to make sure they know, but they're behind us. They're behind us. They always need to, we're ahead of China. Right? I don't think so. I'm not one of them. Like, I don't have to lie to myself. It seems like China is outpacing us in a lot of stuff right now. And we just have to be honest with that and then let ourselves know, how do we reverse that or get ahead of that now?
But there's nonetheless, they are investing a lot of money. They are, right now, the world's second most powerful military, without a doubt.
He cool with saying second. Won't say first. Second. Ceasefire is nothing in writing. Exactly, Lynn. So I'm saying everything is hearsay, everything is up in the air, everything is you never fucking know.
Flying in style to China on Air Force One, schmoozing it up with some of President Trump's closest allies, and documenting the entire trip on Instagram. Who is Brett Ratner, and why is he included in the president's tight-knit entourage in China? Here's what you need to know. President Trump landed in Beijing, China on May 13th to kick off a historic summit between the world's two most powerful heads of state. Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping stood shoulder to shoulder outside China's Great Hall of the People, a massive Communist Party showpiece overlooking Tiananmen Square during a lavish arrival ceremony. The commander-in-chief wasn't alone on his momentous excursion to the east. On top of his everyday advisors and confidants, the president also took along a delegation that included several top CEOs, such as Tesla and SpaceX founder Elon Musk and outgoing Apple boss Tim Cook. Melania Trump stayed back at the White House and didn't join her husband for the whirlwind Beijing summit. But one guest close to America's leading lady did show up in Trump's posse, film director Brett Ratner. Ratner, who directed Melania Trump's self-titled documentary and the heavily acclaimed Rush Hour franchise, joined the president in China to scout filming locations for Rush Hour 4, as well as meeting with cast and crew, his spokesperson told the Post. And the director hasn't been quiet about the trip. Ratner has been documenting every moment of the journey on his Instagram stories, like his arrival on Air Force One, a few views outside China's Great Hall of the People, a quick snap featuring Musk and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, a short video featuring Trump saying hello to the director, and even a humorous jab at Stephen Chung.
It's insane that this man is real. He needs to be over there. I've always thought that maybe he's like the super undercover Chinese agent, or he's just so far gone that he has no recollection that he actually is Asian and he really be does not look in the mirror and think he's white.
Joking that the White House communications director would be cast as the villain in the next Rush Hour flick. Trump has reportedly been a huge advocate of reviving the Rush Hour franchise and has encouraged his billionaire ally, Larry Ellison, to revive the mismatched buddy cop franchise starring Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker once Ellison's Paramount Pictures purchased rights holder Warner Brothers Discovery.
Nah, I mean, I hope they do make a Rush Hour 4. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm mad about that. I would love for them to make another one. But, you know, that would be interesting to me. Also, I mean, look at this shit. Everybody the same fucking height. Or they like gradually make, like, nah, hell nah. They went and found niggas the same exact height. They say, we need perfect synchronization. There's not a change in niggas' heights right there. Not somebody that's 5'9", not somebody that's 5'7". Every motherfucker is 5'8". Men and women. That shit looks insane, son. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody the same fucking height. How do you even find some shit like that, nigga? This is Attack of the Clones? Look at this shit. Every single fucking person. Unbelievable. Now, moving on. Cuba. Supposedly that is now next up. That is what we will be attacking shortly, sooner or later. And they said we need to save Cuba, which is crazy because basically anytime a country's doing good, it's like, hey man, let us in so I could use the shit that I'm supposed to save you with. And like, nigga, what the fuck? What we talking about, son? Why are we going into Cuba? For what? Like, and niggas talking about they gonna try to make that a new state? I'm about to make a separate video though about that whole China and them all them niggas the same height, because I need answers about that. No cap. See, right now in Cuba, there's another blockade going on that we have decided to put on, where we're blocking food, oil, basically everything. They're in the dark right now because they won't listen to us. No surprise there.
We are demanding the right to have electricity. We have gone more than 40 hours without electricity. I live in a community where there are many elderly people, many of them bedridden. There are many children. Food is going bad inside the refrigerators.
Like, look at this shit. Mad niggas is in the dark, using fucking nightlights and shit.
The little food that can be obtained.
Like, look how dark the city is, bro. And this shit's just going on. Like, that's what I be saying every day. Like, some people be like, man, how you stay in such a good mood? You look how lucky of a server I'm in. What the fuck? I don't gotta deal with this shit? Now, do we have to deal with a lot of high prices? 100%. But do I have to worry about bombs, drones, getting blockaded, niggas cutting off my electricity? Nah, no, I do not. So life is fucking great.
The country's situation is well known, and well, it gave us the motivation to come out to see if even by banging a pot, they will give us at least 3 hours of electricity.
They're protesting for 3 hours of fucking electricity. Do you understand how insane that is? And now we're basically preparing to go in there and take it over like we just did to Venezuela. And what, just harness all their assets, I guess? Because all of a sudden, we're now going to go, conquering mode again? And it's like, nigga, for what?
We've had 9 justices since the 1860s. I'm okay with adding states. I love that idea.
Now all of a sudden, niggas like him want to add states. Before, it was no new wars, fuck all immigrants. But now, you're cool with adding countries that you hate as a state? The hypocrisy is insane.
So if we add Puerto Rico, we get Cuba. How about that? Or Greenland, or Alberta.
Like, this nigga's just saying some of the most outlandish shit in the world. Like, nigga, what are you talking about, gang? What the fuck?
Canada, if you were wondering where I'm talking about. They're doing a little bit of a secessionist vote. We've had 9 justices.
So one has to wonder, like, What's the play here with that?
There's $100 million. By the way, we've given them humanitarian aid. After the hurricane, we provided them $6 million of humanitarian aid, $3 million of which was distributed, $3 million of which is still being held up, but is available for them. Now we're saying here's $100 million of humanitarian aid. So I don't know if they watch your broadcast in Cuba, but if they are, the Cuban people should know there's $100 million of food and medicine available for them right now, and the only reason it's not reaching the Cuban people is because of the regime.
attached.
The only string attached is it has to be distributed by non-government. I don't want non-government.
How to touch you? How the fuck niggas gonna know they have $100 million supposedly if they can't turn on the fucking TV and they can't turn on their fucking light? Where they gonna get this information from? The void is gonna get downloaded from up top. Oh, holy shit! We actually have $100 million worth of aid that's being stuck, but it's because we can't just let them invade us and do whatever the fuck we want. It's like niggas is crazy, son. This shit is outlandish.
So how do you have a prosperous state where people can succeed? Understand Cubans. You know this. You understand this as well as I do because of where we come from. Cubans are successful everywhere in the world except one place, Cuba.
And why is that, Marco the Narco? Because Cuba, we be fucking them up on the daily basis and trying to control everything. It's not because Cuba can't thrive. It's because we control Cuba.
And so that's what we want. We want Cubans not to have to leave that island in order to be successful. But they can't, because the current model they have is, it's not just, it's broken. It doesn't work, and it'll never change as long as the people that are there now are running it. They are closed-minded, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. I would love for them to come to their senses and say, okay, we recognize this really has to change, and it has to change big. But right now, they don't seem to be indicating that. They seem to be digging in.
Because when has the American people coming over to take over and do shit for you ever worked out for a country? Literally, nigga, ever. I'll tell you for free, it hasn't. You understand that? It hasn't. And you can tell Marco the Narco, he's the guy for this Cuba shit, because every single day, all the time, he's just talking about how we're going to do some shit with them.
In the case of Cuba, it's a very different situation. There is no economy in Cuba. To the extent there's any wealth in Cuba, it doesn't go, forget about it doesn't go to the people, it doesn't even go to the government. The wealth is controlled by a company owned by military generals. They take all the money. They're sitting on billions of dollars.
Huh. Kind of sounds like America. Doesn't it? Wow. People that are leading are corrupt. That's interesting. Sounds like something very similar to our country.
Okay, this is a country where people are literally now eating garbage from the streets, but they have a company that controls all of the money making there that's sitting on $16 billion. So it's a broken, non-functional economy, and it's impossible to change.
It's impossible to change. No, it's not. We just leave them the fuck alone. Get the fuck out and don't go over there. That's how we do that successfully. I feel like that's not a difficult thing. You know, like, I feel like that's not tough to figure out, at least to me. But maybe I could be wrong, son. Now, another huge story here is the New York Times has posted about Israel for the first time ever, basically saying out loud, oh yeah, these niggas is crazy. They are training dogs to rape prisoners. And since that has been said, Israel has freaked the fuck out on every single scale. Frobo with the super chat, my boy, I appreciate you, man. Didn't we turn other countries' ships away that wanted to give aid to Cuba? Fuck out of here. Precisely, my brother, which is exactly what I mean, where we are blockading them for everything. There's no, they talking about, we don't know how to get shit in there. Yes, we do. The reason shit can't get in there is because of us, nigga. That's the only reason. Now, Nicholas Kristof, this is the man. Now, this is the New York Times. You might as well call this motherfucker the Zionist Times. Do you understand? Because one thing that they're going to do is shield for Israel. Now, he posted this opinion article. Now, it's called an opinion, obviously, because, you know, he's saying how he feels about what the fuck's going on over there. But he has done his due diligence and he talked to people personally, right? Now, what happens to these people is fucking disgusting. Piggy, I appreciate the gift, right? Now, these are people that he has interviewed, right? Sammy outside says they were hitting me. One stepped on my head and neck. Someone pulled my pants down. They pulled down my body, and one of the guards pulled out a rubber baton used to beat prisoners. They tried to force it into my rectum. This is just one person, right? Then he obviously talks about someone else who says he experienced this rape, sexual torture, etc. And then there's a woman who was literally sexually assaulted for 2 days straight. And then they get into about how dogs were literally set on them instead. And these are through the West Bank settlements. These are through Gaza, through Palestine, right? Now, for the New York Times to post this is a transformation and changing of the guard of how people feel about Israel. Because this is something they never thought would ever happen. Now, instead, right, they go and do the opposite. And instead of denying, now all of a sudden they're releasing articles saying, well, guess what? We found October 7th shit that went down and, you know, you guys sexually assaulted us too. Where it's like, wait, what the fuck? And so they're trying to say that this dog shit's not real. And like, oh, this is a blood libel, right? So, as you can see right here, following the publication of Nicholas Kristof in the New York Times, one of the most hideous and disoriented lies ever published, no, it's not, against the state of Israel, Modern Press, which also received backing in the newspaper, Netanyahu have instructed the initiation of a defamation lawsuit. The initiation, they're not going to be able to find anything to do a defamation lawsuit because they know what the fuck they did. But, for example, right? This is them interviewing. When they get to talk Hebrew, they be saying what the fuck they really did. You showed up with the weapon, you showed up with the dog. Who is this dog?
הגעת עם נשק, הגעת עם כלב. מי זה הכלב הזה? הכלב הזה זה ג'אנגו, איתי בכל...
This dog is Django. He's with me on every military activity with me in the reserves.
כל פעילות, איתי במילואים. ג'אנגו? היה בעזה. כלב גבעות, יש לו...
Gaza, Django. He goes, a hilltop dog, we should say.
ככה אמא שלי קוראת...
That's what my mom calls me, by the way. Django.
לי אגב, ג'אנגו. כן, כן. טיפל קצת בנוח.
Took care of some of the Nukbas in SDE Teeman. Did a lot. Nukbas, that is their kind of goyim call for Palestinian people. As the Timian, right, we know that sexual assault went down there and we know rape took place there. Now here they are bragging about it and saying that the dog helped out.
עוד בסתימן עשה הרבה. תגיד דברים.
Don't say things that there is video already. So long story short, everybody starts laughing.
בקיצור, אותו מג"ד.
Ha ha ha. We already know what we did with this dog. Right? Now, Israel has started to freak out, and instead, they are now trying to say that, obviously, like I said, defamation lawsuit. But then on top of that, they're now starting to drop all these articles all of a sudden saying that, oh, now on Hamas, well, on October 7th, this still happened to me, right? But the New York Times sees what Israel says, and this is their official post. They double down, and they're like, nah, nigga. Kristof's deeply reported piece of opinion journalism starts with a proposition into readers. Whatever our views of the Middle East conflict, we should be able to unite in condemning rape. He draws together on the record accounts, and cites several analyses documenting the practices of sexual violence and abuse conducted by various parts of Israel's security forces and settlers. Now, we already know that because we've seen that shit. It's on camera. The accounts of the 14 men and women he interviewed were corroborated with other witnesses whenever possible and with people the victims confided in. That includes family, members, and lawyers. Details were extensively fact-checked, with accounts further cross-referenced with news reporting, independent research with human rights groups, surveys in one case, with UN testimony. independent experts were consulted on the assertions in the piece throughout reporting and fact-checking. AKA, bitch, we standing by this, and we're not going to release another video or take this shit down and try to say, oh, we were wrong. No, we know what y'all niggas was doing, right? And so this was his first ever thing. It's a hard article to read, but I hope you'll do so. I've spent some time reporting on widespread rape and other sexual violence of Palestinian male and female prisoners by Israeli authorities. Now, this has 8.7 million views. And so that's why Israel's not freaking out, because they're losing all of that support that they used to have, where people are like, what the fuck have y'all been doing? You sick ass niggas? Like, what the fuck? Excuse me? Right? And so then when all this is happening, quietly, we find out that schools in the United States are taking bodies of dead people and shipping them to Israel and having them either be practiced on militarily or who knows what the fuck they do. And nobody knew that shit when they're talking about donating their body to science. You understand what I'm saying?
Something disturbing is taking place at this U.S. university. Bodies donated for scientific research are being sold to the U.S. Navy and ending up in the hands of Israeli military surgeons.
They looked at the federal contract and they typed in the University of Southern California, the Department of Defense, and IDF. And it popped up.
What popped up?
Cadavers for IDF training.
Bodies for IDF training. Right? So you die, the U.S. Navy's like, oh shit, he donated his body to science? Yeah, so that's us. Yo, IDF, guess what, son? We just got a new body. What you want to do? Well, we have this new gun we want to try out, and we was trying to see what would happen if we blew up somebody's pager, you know, and what other bodies would be affected. You think we could blow them up? 100%, my nigga will give you the body for the low. Whoop, send a body over. Next thing you know, RIP, you're already dead, but guess what? Your body is about to get blown up a fucking again. And it's like, nigga, excuse me? What the fuck?
And the donors had no idea this could be their fate. Neither did their loved ones.
I just got sick to my stomach. They have misled people.
I say shame on the schools. Shame on everyone who's involved in this.
I don't want to give my body to the IDF.
A long-standing exchange between the University of Southern California, the U.S. Navy, and Israeli military medics stayed largely hidden until a student investigation broke the story. The students revealed university contracts with the Navy to provide training for Israeli military.
Sold dead bodies to U.S. military to train IDF medical personnel. And train them exactly how. Like, oh shit, this body's losing blood. What are you guys gonna do with this? Niggas just operating on you. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, yo, I thought maybe you was gonna give like my organ up or some shit like that to save somebody. Y'all niggas doing military procedures with the IVF? No, I didn't want my body going to that. I didn't agree to that. That does not sound copacetic. I'm not cool with that, gangster.
Military medics in California.
USC is the only university in the US that appears to have a contract with the IDF mentioned in it.
If you're a potential donor, you don't have any knowledge that your body could be used potentially for training by the Israeli military.
This is an army that is actively involved in a genocide and ethnic cleansing. It's horrifying. These things shouldn't be normal.
Yeah, you hear that? Should not be fucking normal. But somehow we have just regulated this working relationship with a sick genocidal fucking country. How that happened, I don't know exactly. But we need to fix that shit immediately because we are fucking cooked. Now, remember, we are in this war because of Israel. And he finally said the shit out loud. Thank God.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are American financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon.
He said, me and you do not matter. Not even a little bit. Like, nah, nigga, what the fuck? What do you want me to do? I don't think about your financial situation. The only thing I think about is, can Israel possibly get hurt? Can they be harmed? That's all I give a fuck about. And it's like, oh,
I don't think about
that's not good.
American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think.
Don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. That should let you know we are fucking cooked.
About one thing, we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
I've said many times before, I really do not give a fuck if Iran has a nuclear weapon. I'm past all that shit. You know what I mean? I'm over that. Nah, he doesn't give a fuck at all. That shit is crazy. And while all this is happening, Israel is over there just committing fucking genocide. Where it's like, nigga, what's going on? Nah, I never cared. And see, even she knew, because Benjamin BB Bomber, obviously, I don't know if you guys saw the interview, but he came over to, I don't know, I think our CBS reporter was sent over there to then go and do an interview, right? And BB the Bomber shit was very like cut up / you could tell they put it together how they wanted to in a very specific manner. And
Yahoo.
She's a piece of shit. Like, we know we do not like Megyn Kelly. But right now, at least she's on the right side of history because she's noticing what the fuck is going on with Israel as well.
In a rather chilling moment, actually reached over and picked up Major Garrett's iPhone. Sit down. Would submix now.
This is yours, right?
Speaking of,
you're not immune either, because
you're not immune either. Baker talking about like, yo, we need to win this social media front, but also low key just throwing a threat out there of like, yeah, we have enough connection to your phone that if it come down to it, we could blow this motherfucker up too. You saw what we did to Lebanon? You could be saying hello, next thing you know, boom, go to fucking dynamite, and you exploded, nigga. And it's like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Fuck is going on with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa.
you can penetrate this machine, you can penetrate this little instrument, and you can say about Major Garrett anything you want, and I can paint you as a monster.
Every confession is, everything they accuse people is most of the time a confession. And you can see this little shit demonic fuck kind of still looks like, you know, a mask or some shit like that. I still think he dead got BB the Bomber. I need to see a nigga like link up with somebody in person, you feel me?
And if I say it often enough people will believe it. I am not bemoaning this. I'm stating this as a fact. Israel is besieged on the media front, on the propaganda front, and we've not done well on the propaganda war.
We've not done well on the propaganda war. AKA, they've caught us bombing everybody and killing innocent people, especially children and women, and trying to create a greater Israel. And it's like, oops, they weren't supposed to see that. Like, wow, the fuck? How'd they do that? How'd they catch us? There's no way. It's like, nah, nigga, there's a way. There's definitely a way. Sick fuck, what are you talking about? You know? And so, while all this is happening, these settlers are just going into their land, harming people, and trying to just fuck them up to the point of like, okay, well, we know the IDF is going to come and save us, so let's throw rocks at them, let's antagonize them to the point that hopefully they just leave their land. Like, imagine you're just trying to live somewhere, but every single day these people just started to terrorize you. Every single day. Basically trying to say, yo, I want you to leave bad as fuck. Lisa, you late, but you great. It's all good. I appreciate the super chat. 100%. Like, you see what they doing to people, son? Like this shit is unbelievable. Hold on, give me 1 second.
We have also seen the surge of settler violence in West Bank. Today, we reached a political agreement to sanction Israeli extremist settlers and entities. Violence and extremism carry consequences.
A sick, sick, sick fucking society. You understand what we talking about here? People are not good people. Bleed Brock, rock is steady. My boy, I appreciate the super chat, man. What's going on, gangster? You in the building, baby. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This is a 10-minute long video, but this is a very important video that we need to watch together, because this shows the history of what Israel has been doing to us since day one, right? Like a history of their false flags. Feel me?
Of German descent named Meyer Max Bennett was sent on a mission to Iraq by the Mossad. There, he connected with another Mossad agent, Yusuf Basri, and planned a series of attacks on Iraqi Jews, providing him with maps, instructions, and very specific orders to terrorize the Jewish population. From 1950 to 1951, a wave of bombings struck the Jewish community in Iraq.
This is the start of false flags, where they infiltrate certain areas, terrorize themselves, to give other countries a reason to go in there and take over. You understand what I'm saying? Bro, I appreciate the thumbs up, my boy.
Iraq. Cafes, mechanic shops, and synagogues were all targeted by grenades and TNT explosives. These attacks coincided with underground Zionist groups calling for Iraqi Jews to leave for Israel for their safety. The wave of false flag terrorist attacks succeeded in forcing Iraqi Jews to migrate to Israel. Jews had lived in Iraq for thousands of years, but in just 2 years, nearly all 130,000 Iraqi Jews were gone. This forced exodus helped Israel with its demographic issues in the early stages of its existence, as it desperately needed Middle Eastern Jews to help shore up its population, since Ashkenazi Jews were not enough to compete demographically with the indigenous Palestinian population. These terrorist attacks on Iraqi Jews are just one example of a long list of Israel's use of false flag terrorist attacks to achieve its political goals. For his involvement in the terror attacks, Yusuf Basri was arrested by Iraqi police and later executed. Max Bennett, the German Jewish Mossad agent, managed to escape and later helped organize an even larger false flag terror attack in Egypt.
See, so they ain't new to this, they true to this. This is how they operate, where they love to do backdoors on other countries and then figure out how to infiltrate that country, and then how do we make them turn on each other, start turmoil, so that we can lead to an insurrection or coup d'etat, / how do we get more certain Jews that we want to Israel to then start this genocide and take over what is now Palestine.
1952, Bennett traveled to Egypt, again using his identity as a German businessman, and spent 2 years recruiting agents. This time, however, he presented himself as an innocent, harmless businessman doing God's work by producing equipment for the disabled. Wow, what an incredibly charitable and generous man, dedicating his life to helping the disabled. In reality, he was setting up Operation Susanna, a false flag operation in which Jews would plant bombs inside Egyptian, American, and British-owned civilian targets like cinemas, libraries, and American educational centers. The intention was to blame the Muslim Brotherhood and Egyptian communists for the attacks, with the hope that the violence would force British troops occupying the Suez Canal to remain in place instead of handing over control to Egypt.
So the strategy has always been, how do we get rid of the Muslim population without us actually doing it? Because they have obviously been living in this Jerusalem area and what they consider their greater Israel since ever. And so how do you do that? Is, well, we make it seem like they hate the rest of the world and they want to kill the rest of the world, which is why they always preach the death to America this, that we do this and that, is where it's like, oh, well, it's very obvious who you want us to take out, and then what do? We literally go take them out, which is fucking insane.
Egyptian forces. Just like in Iraq, Israel gave the go-ahead for its agents to carry out these terror attacks. Explosions rocked Alexandria and Cairo, but the operation fell short of its intended scope of damage when one of the agents flipped and informed Egyptian authorities. Egyptian authorities then went on to catch one Jewish agent in the act while he was attempting to bomb the British-owned Rio Theater in Cairo. As a result, Egyptian intelligence arrested several undercover Jewish agents.
Which is the same exact thing that just happened in Iran, when there was an insurrection with the 43,000 that were dead. In reality, there was Mossad agents that were undercover, literally trying to kill one innocent people, but also do as much damage and destruction as possible so they can lead to this insurrection. And finally, oh, now we can easily take over Iran because we're going to fucking catch them lacking. But now you see that they're historically good at this. This is what they do. This is part of their day-to-day, to be honest with you. They ain't new to this. They true to this.
Including Max Bennett. When it became clear that he would be executed for his involvement, Bennett committed suicide. The failed operation later became known as the infamous Lavon Affair. Israel denied any involvement in the Egyptian and Iraqi false flag terror attacks, but was later exposed. First in 2005, when the Israeli president awarded surviving agents from the Lavon Affair.
They always telling themselves. Every time, because they want to brag about how good they are, so what do? End up telling on themselves. And Lavon Affair is, I mean, honestly, a very interesting thing. You should go Google. Honestly, I'll probably do a deep dive video on that at some point in time because not enough people know about that shit.
Certificates of appreciation. And again, in 2023, when British-Israeli historian Avi Schleim spoke directly to a Jewish agent who had been part of the Zionist underground in Baghdad and who provided evidence that Israel was behind the attacks on Iraqi Jews. There are numerous reports of false flag option to 9/11, but just a month later, on October 10th, 2001, 2 Israelis were caught with Pakistani passports, grenades, explosives, and guns inside the Mexican parliament just moments before trying to carry out a massive terrorist attack on Mexican officials. Their intention, of course, was to blame it on Muslims in a climate that was already incredibly paranoid and fearful of Islam.
And you see how they never talk about the October 10th attack because that would also point them to September 11th. We're like, oh, you guys were really just trying to start turmoil everywhere because that's really when they wanted to do their first world war. They were trying to take out Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran all in one go. But they're like, oh shit, we wasn't able to really do that.
The Israeli government rushed to help impose a media blackout on the failed plot and pressured the Mexican government to quietly release their Jewish agents.
Oh, pardon, no, it was committed against the Egyptians. He was talking about it like that was in Egypt.
The media blackout is one of the reasons why you've never heard of this operation before, but we know about it because Mexican newspapers at the time covered it in detail. In just this year, in February of 2025, an explosion destroyed 3 buses in Bat Yam in occupied Palestine. Israeli authorities claimed that 2 Palestinian terrorists had carried out the attack. Zionists went into a frenzy calling Palestinians terrorists.
And I remember this because I reported about this on Instagram, where I was like, okay, so Palestinians blew up 3 buses but didn't kill anybody. Oh, that seems very convenient. Wow, let's just destroy these buses but not destroy anybody in them and do it when the bus is not en route. Oh yeah, that will really send a message to the oppressors that have been murdering our entire family. Like, nigga, who do you think is gonna believe that?
For attempting to kill civilians at a time when they were actively committing genocide in Gaza. However, as soon as it was revealed that it was actually 2 Jewish Israelis who had planted the bombs and detonated them, the government ordered a blackout and all
Court issued a publication ban on the details of the investigation. Do you see how insane that is? Or they're like, oh shit, it was who? It was us? Damn, son, how'd y'all get caught, bro? Well, it's all good. We're just gonna go in there and ban that one. Sorry, memory hold. And it's like, yo, like, what the fuck? Where it's like, how are you allowed to just do that? Like, you shouldn't be able to get away with that. Niggas should be talking about that right now. Where it's like, no, hold on. Y'all niggas trying to do what? Excuse me?
All reporting on the case was shut down. Israeli false flags don't always have to actually include violence. Sometimes, just the threat of it is enough. During Trump's first term, thousands of bomb threats were called into Jewish communities in the United States and around the world. Threats that the ADL and other groups used as evidence that anti-Semitism was...
They love to do that. Anti-Semitism is always on the rise. It's been on the rise since I've been alive. Somehow that shit is continually always on the rise. But in reality, we know the reason right now it's on the rise is because doctors are saying shit like this out loud.
I'm Jewish, and I've been to Gaza as part of the humanitarian medical delegation. That was about 5 years ago. At that time, Israel was doing the same thing it's doing now, but it was a slow genocide. Now it's full out, the gloves are off, and the mask is off.
I've told many people that our doctors have been arrested and put in jail and tortured. Israelis are excellent at torturing people. They do it all the time.
A well-known orthopedic surgeon was taken to their torture prison and was raped to death. Raped to death.
Right? And somehow none of this makes the Western media, which obviously makes you wonder, like, is somebody ever going to do anything, or do we just let that shit rock? And so far, it seems we're just going to let it rock. Because when we look at what happens, this guy right here, he was the one that was caught on camera raping the prisoner with the baton, where they lowered the shields down, right? He is now a celebrity over there. They celebrate this nigga, a rapist. Look at that man. God made son in the speed run. Ugly as fuck. Like, everything bad is right there. And yet they celebrate this nigga. People attended his trial to make sure that he was free. Do you understand how sick of a society you need to be? And now, Israel is pissed because you're not, bro. He's raising a flag. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? What does niggas even talk about? They funded Hamas and 10/7 was inside. 100%, Lisa. I completely agree. And I appreciate the super chat, by the way. Now, Iran released this, where basically they found a double agent and they executed this nigga, right? But this is not going to make Western media because they don't want people to know about this type of stuff, which is crazy. You have to find it on social media. And this nigga sit down and tell you what he did. Because obviously he's about to die. He knew it was over. Appreciate you tuning in, Nate. Welcome, my boy. And definitely fuck BB the Bomber. 100%. Mossad and the CIA. This man worked for the ops, well, our greatest ally, and us, right?
موساد و سیا خائن به وطن اما
Traitor to the homeland, but
عرفان شکور
Ifan Shakzul works in
زاده
one
شاغل در یکی از
of the important and sensitive scientific centers. We were working on a satellite project. He voluntarily goes to the Mossad and CIA websites, and I went and contacted Mossad, basically saying I'm turning, right? I want to turn on Iran. Now, maybe he was upset about the IRGC. He didn't like the regime. I don't know. Service the CIA first. I wrote there that, for example, I work in the satellite field. AKA, nigga, if you want to help, come on, son. And he becomes an agent of the Zionist American regime. Mossad is the worst enemy because we are this communication, which is somehow much faster and more online. They try not to lose anyone. Mossad and CIA officers give Efron instructions so that he can better gather information when attending meetings of that important scientific organization. He would tell me, for example, that in the next meeting, when you go, try to talk less and listen more. Let's first understand what projects are in that collection so we can see where the best place is to direct you towards that project. Oh, damn. So he's obviously cooked. That nigga is now dead. You understand what I'm talking about? Devon with the biggest super chat of the day. My boy, I appreciate you, gangster. Your hard work is very much appreciated. Keep it going, gang. Come on, man. We got most like the ocean. Ain't no stopping. But that's the thing. The whole world is in the know now of exactly what the fuck they do. You understand what I'm saying? Mobile Monkey Skip, my boy. Welcome to Haiti University. My brother. Negativity leads positivity, my guy. Remember that. Always.
That's not nonsense. In what sense? Well, they was going around Europe killing people, blowing people up. They blew our troops up in the Levant, because it wasn't Israel at the time. They strapped bombs to our soldiers and killed them. They blew up the King David Hotel. They murdered lots of people. And the heads of the terrorist organisation then become their prime minister, right? In 1946, Israel, or Ergon, Stern Gang, etc., sent a hit squad to England to assassinate the foreign secretary of this country because he was anti-Zionist.
That's the UK. You understand what I'm saying? We already know they did to JFK. They not new to this. They true to this. You feel me? Mobile money. I appreciate the gift, my boy. Super chat. So now the question will be, what the fuck happens next? Right? And so finally this Hannity shit seems to have dropped. So let's see what the fuck they talking about.
Anyway.
Let's see what Trumpstein and Hannity had to say about today's meeting.
They're defective. I came up with a new name. I don't know if I should...
I know which one it is.
Democrats. Because they're dumb. They're dumb. It's D-U-M, I got rid of the B. So you're only changing one letter, right? E goes and the U comes. It's a Democrat.
You know you take up more space in people's heads than any one person on the face.
It's crazy that Hannity just dick eats all day. No wonder Trump loves to fucking get interviewed by him.
I say it about him, and I could say it about some, not as complimentary, frankly, for the most part. But I say about him that if you went to Hollywood and you looked for a leader of China to play a role in a movie,
central casting.
He's central casting. You couldn't find a guy like him. Even his physical features, you know, he's tall, very tall, and especially for this country because they tend to be a little bit shorter.
Bro. He be unintentionally funny as fuck, son. Like that's the one thing I hate about this nigga, because he's low key hilarious with some of the shit he
central
says.
casting. You couldn't find a guy like him. Even his physical features, you know, he's tall, very tall, and especially for this country because they tend to be a little bit shorter. You look at the military. I mean, the military today was incredible. That military marching was incredible. But no, if you went to Hollywood, you're not going to find a guy to play the role.
Telling you, bruh, he be respecting President Xi because they all be doing this shit where he's like, man, I love this shit, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Devon with the 5 gifted, man. Dubs in the chat for my boy Devon. Sharing is caring for Haiti University, man. Appreciate you bringing some new members on board, man. That is real. Hey, man, this guy Trump is insane, son.
We don't need it at all.
We don't need it at all.
We don't need it at all.
Fair enough. So,
well, I mean, you could make the case, like, why are we even, we're doing it to help Israel and to help Saudi Arabia.
Aha! There it is. He was literally about to say, you can make this, why are we even over there at all? But then he called himself, he was like, oh, shit. I gotta say, we helping Israel. I remember that's what we there for. I mean, listen to that shit.
Well, I mean, you could make the case, like, why are we even...
Right there. Why are we even over there? That's what he wanted. He wanted to say, why are we even over there? That's exactly what was about to come out of his mouth. But he's like, oh, shit. I remember my handlers. I gotta...
We don't need it at all.
We don't need it at all.
We don't need it at all.
Fair enough. So...
Well, I mean, you could make the case, like, why are we even... We're doing it to help Israel and to help Saudi Arabia and to help Qatar and UAE and, Kuwait and other countries. Bahrain.
It also helps China.
And we're actually... I told them today, I said, we're helping you.
Hey, bro. The gymnastics is fucking insane. This is only a minute clip, and the amount of bullshit that happens in this exchange and that's admitted is crazy.
And we're helping you in another way because I don't think China wants Iran to have a nuclear weapon either. I said, they're stone cold crazy. You don't need them having a nuclear weapon either.
What did he say? What did he say?
Well, he's not going to respond too much. He's a pretty cool guy.
Bro, he loved President Xi. It is very interesting to me how much he likes this nigga. They want him to hate him, but you could tell he loves him.
He's not going to say, oh, gee, that's a good point.
I think he might.
What's he going to do? What a wonderful point.
You think he agreed?
Yeah, I think...
That was the impression.
I don't think he wants them to have... No, he would like to see it end. But he's been good about it,
He's been good about it, It's like, bro. So it's very obvious that something that's interesting about Trump, right, is that when it comes to certain interactions, if he likes you, he likes you. So like Mamdani, for example. He loves Mamdani. So he's really not going to talk shit about him no more. Their meetings obviously go great. However that exchange happens, it happens. But that's not going to, that's how he feels about it. And so you can see with President Xi, Trump loves how things are run in China. And he likes the optics and how things look. But this Freudian slip, as they call it, was very, very eye-opening. Because he's about to say, why are we even over there?
We don't need it at all.
We don't need it at all.
Fair enough. So...
Well, I mean, you could make the case, like, why are we even...
Why are we even? That was such an interesting thing. Why are we even over there? And that's a good question, man. Why are you? Let's see what else we can find from this interview.
But
I think people would argue they worry about, do they have nefarious intentions?
Sure, I know, and we worry about that. And honestly, they do things to us and we do things to them. It's a very, very fine line, the whole thing with students. So they have 500,000 students, and our university system does great. But
I think people would argue they worry about...
He likes China. There's nothing else you can really say. Right? Where he's even... People... Nefarious intentions, right? And supposedly the mayor just got arrested for whatever happened in China. Correct? Right? So even with that, he's saying, well, I mean, shit, our universities do great. They have 500,000 students here. I'm not going to tell them not to be here. Nigga, they're staying. So I don't know what exactly happened in these conversations, but through this interview, it's very clear that Trump is all in on President Xi.
They have a lot of problems with the leadership. But Sean, they said, we get the nuclear dust. They said, there's only 2 countries that can get it. Who? You and China. Nobody else has the technology. I said, why do you say? He said, because when you hit that thing, the whole mountain collapsed on it. I said, so you're saying we really hit it good, didn't we? He said, there's no way that any normal country can. The only 2 countries that can go down and get that are you and China. It's very...
See, now this is an interesting argument. Because now he's saying that nobody can go get the nuclear dust other than us or China. But if that's true, let the niggas just sit down there then. Fuck it. That means the nuclear dust is gone, right? So what do we talk about? What's the conversation? What are we going back and forth about? Because you're telling me that the nuclear dust is underneath. You blew up a fucking mountain. So you're telling on yourself that there really is no need for us to go in there because there's only 2 countries that could go get it in the first place.
Very interesting. Because CNN was saying, well, maybe it wasn't hit that badly, it was hit. And what they did is they took a lot of credit away from those great B-2 pilots and the Tomahawk submarines. And, we had the submarine shooting Tomahawks in there, 30 Tomahawks. We obliterated it. And before the pilots even go back, I remember CNN saying, well, maybe it wasn't hit that badly. Maybe it wasn't. They didn't even know anything, and they were saying that. The top person said to me, there's 2 countries that can get that. We can't get it even if we wanted to because we don't have the technology or the equipment.
See,
they said us in China.
That's very interesting.
We were in there for a few hours, right? Long time.
Do you think you made progress? Did you feel like that the give and take?
Sure,
well, for example, you're not going to sign this big agreement after hours meeting, but do you feel the foundation was laid for great
tremendous.
success?
Better than last time. Last time we signed like 36 deals. This time it's much bigger than that.
So he's saying there's going to be more than 36, whatever the fuck he's talking about. More than 36 deals signed this time. AKA billionaires probably going to get rich.
Talked about soybeans for our farmers. They're going to do a lot of soybeans for our farmers. They're going to be buying a lot of our farm product, which is great. They have an unlimited appetite, as the expression goes. They can buy as much as they, when you have that many people, they need it. And we have the best product. We're the best, sort of the best of everything.
Everything, we always just the best. That is hilarious to me. I love it for him, though. He always going to double down, we the best.
And they'll be doing that. Very farmer to me is very, I must have gotten 95% of the farm vote. And by the way, we just signed the farm bill, or we just approved the farm bill in Congress, which a lot of people thought was not going to happen. The Democrats are against farmers. You believe it? I say, how can they be against Ed?
This is a very eye-opening interview that has just dropped here, people. And we first here. That's what I'm saying. We early,
I would
son.
assume I'm in Beijing. If I wanted to buy property near one of their military installations, I don't think President Xi...
No, they wouldn't let you. Look, it's not that I love it. You want to see farm prices drop? You want to see farmers lose a lot of money? Just take that out of the market. But they've had a lot of land for a long time.
Telling you, he's bending over. Pause. He like, bro, I'm not doing anything. I know we can't buy land near their military shit, but they giving us money. So you think I'm gonna kick them out of our land? I'm not. They can buy shit near our military, which is
Obama did nothing about it. They bought a lot of it during the Obama administration. He did nothing about it.
So instead, I'm gonna put the blame on Obama because I'm not gonna do anything about this shit. But they didn't buy the land when I was here. Obama did. So, hey, man, that's not on me. You feel me? Which is a crazy thing to go with. Now, this is interesting. Because most likely, I guarantee you, he's capping about this.
He's been very good. They get a lot of their oil, 40% of their oil from that location. So what has happened, and one thing I think that we're going to make a deal on, they've agreed they want to buy oil from the United States.
Now, do you actually think that's true? I mean, it's like a 50-50 toss-up. Almost guarantee he's lying, to be honest with you. They didn't make no deal on oil. But once he gets into an interview, he just likes to make everything sound fucking amazing. So he's like, fuck it, I'm going to lie. I really don't give a fuck. As long as shit sound good, everything copacetic, I'm going to make the U.S. sound the best as I can.
They're going to go to Texas. We're going to start sending Chinese ships to Texas and to Louisiana and to Alaska. And I think that was another thing that was agreed to. That's a big thing.
What about liquefied natural gas?
I think that was another thing that's agreed to. I think.
Energy.
Energy.
That's the one thing. They really need energy. That's the one thing. They have an insatiable appetite for energy, and we have unlimited energy. Do you know, he's been...
And even that right there is kind of like a cope/lie, because their energy they're using, they have the biggest solar panels in the fucking world. And on top of that, they have the most wind energy in the world by a fucking long shot. And it's not affecting their public, by the way, I might add, right?
The country's decimated. You know, they're charging tolls. Where's the money going?
Do you think President Xi and China have the ability to influence the Iranians, considering they are one of their biggest
probably,
customers?
But look, he's not coming in with guns. He's not coming in with rifles. They're not coming in shooting. You know, somebody said he's been very good. They get a lot of their oil, 40% of their oil.
He's literally saying and telling us that he's not going to be the one that tries to push him around or tell him what to do. Whereas, like, I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm not going to be the guy that's trying to push President Xi in the direction that we want him to go. President Xi is doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. That's what this is all telling me.
Is wiped out. It's
gone.
Now you have a fractured leadership.
Yeah, but I think we have people that are leaders. I think they're much better than, I think they're much more reasonable. You know, if you talk about regime change, that's the ultimate. No, I said that is serious regime change, right?
He keeps on lying about this regime change thing. I don't get this shit.
The third tier that we're dealing with now?
It's not the third tier. It's this nigga's son. And Bibi the Bomber already went on TV and confirmed that. So I don't even understand why he be lying about that shit.
I think they're actually much more reasonable and in many ways smarter than the first tier and the second tier, who are no longer with us.
And why aren't they? Why do they go forward?
It's going to be very interesting because I think they have another conversation tomorrow. So the next 48 hours is going to be crazy.
They rolled out the red carpet. I have video of when Barack Hussein Obama came to China. There wasn't as much pageantry. No. From your perspective, that welcome, how did you interpret that?
Well, we have a relationship, he and I, and we've been working together a long time. We've gotten along well. When I first came here, China was really taking advantage of the United States. He understands that. And now we do great with China, and we have a very good relationship. We have a friendship, really. He's a tremendous leader. He's been here a long time, very powerful, very strong. There's no doubt about it. And we just have a good relationship. I did actually see other people arrive here that not treated so well, but we were treated very well.
So that was meaningful for you?
Well, I mean, if I got out of a plane and nobody was there to greet me, I would say that wouldn't be so cool.
Hey, bro. This nigga loved that shit. The orchestra, the people cheering, son, he loved this nigga Xi. And then Hannity be Dickie and Trump right now is Dickie and Xi and how China be operating, son.
Because it's really respect for our country. Our country is respected. Look, we're the hottest country right now anywhere in the world. But he and I know each other well, I think beyond maybe that. But we certainly got a very nice greeting, and today was beautiful.
Today was beautiful. He loved that shit, son. It's kind of insane. Because
I don't know. Look, right now, there's no oil coming out of Kharg Island. None. Zero.
They're going to cap those wells.
People are finding other places to buy oil, like Texas. So I don't want to say we're making a fortune. You understand that? Because if I say, they're going to say, oh, he forgets about the little man, you know, with the $4 gasoline.
You said, the reason, you said to me, this would wipe out their economy for over a decade. It's a population of over 90 million people that have been oppressed for 47 plus years.
Yeah.
And you said you didn't want to do that if you didn't have to.
So if I don't have to, I don't. Oh, that's the easiest shot of all. That would be done in 1 minute.
Son said if we really wanted to just nuke these niggas, we could nuke these niggas. I ain't gonna do that. But just know, if I wanted to do that, I could do that.
The island took 4 minutes. The only thing I said, leave 50 yards around. They wiped out everything. I mean, it's wiped out. It would take one plane, 1 minute.
Niggas just threatening a fucking nuclear weapon.
Progress you can report.
Yeah, I mean, it is progress, but I also tell people that, I was on an interview with a very bad, stupid reporter. She works for CBS. You saw their 60 Minutes. Stupid.
Yep. Stupid reporter. Son hates CBS even. And they bought CBS. That's crazy. Like, nigga, I own CBS. How the fuck you still hating on CBS?
I tell people that, I was on an interview with a very bad, stupid reporter. She works for CBS. You saw their 60 Minutes. Stupid person. Just an average person. You could take anybody off the street and it'd be as good as she is. Just very average. And she asked me a question.
Yeah.
She's talked about China and this and that they steal this and they steal that. And I said, yeah, we do it to them too. They spy on us. I said, we spy on them too, I guess, So some people thought that was cute. Other people said, you don't have to say that. I said, I sort of do. No, we do things and they do things and that's the way it is. Now, with that being said, I spoke to him very strongly about that and I'd like to see it taken care of. But they've been doing that for 50 years.
Will we see a change? In other words, will there be an improvement with trade?
Fentanyl is way down coming into the country for two reasons. The border's strong, but it's also down because they're sending less. We taxed them. I gave them a 20% tariff, and because of fentanyl, it was like a penalty. Nobody ever did that. You didn't know that probably. I gave them a 20% tariff because they're sending fentanyl. It's a huge amount of money. I actually said, the tariff is costing you $200 billion, and you make $200 billion, much less, a small percentage from the sale, I think, from the sale of the fentanyl. And so fentanyl is used for a lot of different reasons, but the bad reason probably outweighs the good. That fentanyl is used for a lot of, you go into fentanyl, it's used for a lot of different things.
I love when he just automatically start rambling and then he just get lost. He just start talking shit. So in my mind, I'm not gonna lie. I've come to the conclusion, son.
Yeah, I mean, it is progress. But
he loves this nigga. I don't know what people talking about. He loves them. You understand? And watch. I guarantee you, that's all we gonna hear. It's gonna be doubling down.
I mean, I'll get criticized. They always criticize me when I say good things about certain leaders, and this one. But he's a leader for China. He's led almost 1.5 billion people for a long time, and he's respected. It's sort of interesting when the fake news said, he said, they'll say, President Trump said that President Xi was a brilliant leader. That's a terrible thing. What am I going to do? But it's, you saw the response. You saw the...
He loves that shit. I'm telling y'all, bruh. He loves to see him get treated like a dictator. And so he doubled down with this shit. Elite setup, though. For a table, I ain't gonna lie, son. Like, they got the cushion. Take out the chair for son. Move it all in. Temple of Heaven, Beijing. These niggas, man. Telling you, man, he liked this shit. Nah, son. They is that real? They really were they actually doing that? If they, bro, no wonder he loved this shit so much. This nigga know exactly what to do to make yo, son. He was like, oh yeah, we gonna knock his socks off, man. Play that YMCA, you motherfucker. Oh yeah, learn that shit this week. Nah, bro, that is hilarious. Hey man. He really fuck with him. There's nothing else to say. He is fucking with China. When he come back, man, that shit crazy.
They'll be dying all over the place. I frankly think that it's good that people come from other countries and they learn our culture, and many of them want to stay here.
I wish we could just play that back for his entire group. Because they don't think that, and they don't agree with that.
They'll be dying all over the place. I frankly think that it's good that people come from other countries and they learn our culture.
It's crazy how much he has changed his tune within 24 hours of landing in China.
Many of them want to stay here. I think it's good. Not everybody agrees with me. And it doesn't sound like a very conservative position. And I'm as conservative. I'm a conservative guy. I'm really a common sense guy, I think, more than a conservative guy. I think MAGA is common sense, you know. People...
He's abandoning the Republican position. Because right now, he just wants to run this shit like a dictatorship. He doesn't give a fuck about left or right. For him, he just wants to be in control. He wants to be the leader. And however that works out, it works out.
Understand, we want strong borders. We want strong military. We want good education. We want low interest rates. We want... But
I think people would argue they worry about, do they have nefarious intentions?
Sure, I know, and we worry about that. And honestly, you know, they do things to us and we do things to them. It's a very, very fine line, the whole thing with students.
Hey, man, this shit is hilarious, bro. Now, China shared this to see and show people what everyone else or what the CEOs think about this shit.
I have a good feeling about these talks. I think there will be good results.
I think China has a vibrant economy. The single most important thing China is already doing is just focusing on artificial intelligence.
I think the Chinese economy has a very good outlook.
Hopefully providing more stability and shared growth opportunities for two great countries.
This is a very exciting moment, and hopefully we can move our two countries forward in peace.
I can't wait to see how everyone in MAGA now has to be a fan of China. I've been a fan of China. I've been very loud about my being a fan of China. I don't get paid no Chinese propaganda. Everybody has tried to tell me to hate China. And now, their side, that be in my comments talking all this shit about how China sucks, is going to have to now come to my comments and be like, oh yeah, no, I like China a lot. This is great. Everything is good. Man, I ain't wrong. I just be early. You understand that? Telling you, son. Uh-oh, shorty been spying for Iran. 200,000? That's not much. I like the woman, Chris. Let's see what the press was looking like over there. You know our press be entitled.
White House only. White House only. White House only. Sir, White House only.
You know why they said fuck all that. We gone. White House press first. They be feeling so entitled. Unbelievable, son. Hey, I'm moved to China. They showed me with the welcome. I'm telling you, China. Look. China brought out the stop, son. How is everybody the same fucking height, my nigga? How is that possible? See, Trump loved that shit. He eats that shit up. Elon with BYD people?
另外一只切了吗？
I don't know what the fuck they talking about. Fro bro, appreciate the super chat, my boy. Let's see if they release that spy Eileen Wang. That would be interesting if they pardon her. You know how insane that would be? That would send MAGA through a fucking roof.
Because I didn't like why they were going up. I mean, they're going up a lot under this president that you supported, but you're just saying it's for the right reason in your view.
Yeah, and it's for a reason that he told the American people he was going to do. One thing I know about this president, unlike so many other people in elective office, when this president says something, he does what he said. He said he would cut taxes, he did. He said he would secure the border, he did. He said he would make sure Iran didn't get a nuclear weapon, and he's going about doing that. And thank goodness he's got the courage and the toughness and the willingness to do what he said when most of the other presidents, all the other presidents for 47 years wouldn't do it, but this guy will.
What about his promise in 2024 that if he was reelected, gas would be under $2 a gallon because of his policies?
Well, gas prices were coming down until we had to deal with this situation. But, you know, that's life. That's dealing with world and the world we live in.
That's just life, nigga. Deal with it. Insane statement to make.
I think the country gets the fundamental fact, and I know I understand this, President Trump makes decisions that are in the best interest of our nation. 250 years, greatest country in history. He makes decisions that are going to help our country and the long-term security and safety of the people he has and I think you want a commander-in-chief like that. You want a commander-in-chief who's willing to do tough things that he knows are good for us, all of your viewers, everyone in this country. And
shut the fuck up. Cut the cap, my nigga. Nobody want to hear that bullshit no more, gang. Nigga out here lying like a motherfucker.
All right, Mr. President, when they look through the history books, this summit, what will people be saying 10 years from now?
Well, I think it's a very historic summit. It's the two great countries. I call it the G2. This is the G2. They have G7, they had the G8. This is the G2. And I think it'll go down as a very important moment in history. And maybe more than anything else, a great moment of respect.
Mr. President, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great to see you.
Man, he fuck with China heavy, and it is clear to see.
Maybe more than anything else, a great moment of respect.
You think this shit gonna go down in history, y'all? I'm telling you. And with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the LJ show. My bad, I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be this week. You know what I'm saying? I had a bunch of different shit going on, and I lost my voice. Losing my voice, that shit was tragic, bro. That shit was mad annoying. I didn't think that was gonna affect me as much as it did, but that shit did. Mike Wing, what's good, my boy? My bad, but we about to be out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like it was a great episode, great show. I appreciate everybody tuning in, moving, grooving, vibing, sliding with the gang as always. You know, that was great hate right there. Negativity turned to positivity. I'm in a great mood, and I appreciate y'all as always. And I mean, hey, it's very clear to see that President Trump is now fucking with China, and he fucks with President Xi. I'm about to go make a video, probably like right now, try to turn that shit around, post on Instagram. So be on the lookout for that. Comment, and you know, once y'all leave this shit, go like the video, man. Give me a bunch of likes, please, please, son. I hate sounding like I'm begging, but you know what I mean? That make the world great. That give us motion like the ocean. The more likes and the more shares, the algorithm work in our favor. You feel me? Because y'all be tuning in, y'all fuck with it, right? But just because y'all fuck with it, the machine don't push it out unless y'all let the machine know y'all really fuck with it. And then once the machine's like, oh, these niggas tuning in, they liking this shit, they commenting, they stand. Oh shit, we can push this out to more people. Clearly, people fuck with that shit. Because, you know, I got to keep moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, gang. We got to be the #1 hater news report by the end of next year. You feel me? Like, this is us. You already know what the fuck going on. So, with that being said, you already know what time it is, baby. Let me see that shit in the comments. We gonna run what, nigga? Yeah. Time for that. Run the motherfucking outro. And I mean we're gonna see y'all tomorrow, this weekend, soon. Sooner than later. I'll tell you that right now. We back like cook crab, baby. It's time.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
Dreams do come true. Because at 2 a.m., when the world is quiet, the only thing worse than failing is realizing you never even tried.
This is my age. I'm in the prime of my youth, and I'll only be young once. Yeah, but you're gonna be stupid for the rest of your life.
You just gotta keep living, man. L-I-V-I-N.
Yep. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.